You are now listening to the Hexgrid Heroes Podcast Network. For sci-fi, Pokemon, high fantasy, or horror, check us out wherever you get podcasts and online at hexgridheroes.com.
3 children are on an adventure with their partner Pokemon, thwarting evildoers while collecting gym badges. Corey, the boy who can command every type of affinity with ease. Dolly, the daughter of Brock and chosen champion of Arceus. And Orange, the son of Blue, the father that doesn't know of his existence, and also a human Pokemon hybrid. Fueled by friendship and wanting to be the very best like no one ever was, this is Pokemon Say Chow. Shadow Orange, his new transformation, it's different than the burnt orange variant. He's a lot more Magmar-like in this form, a lot more quicker. He is going to use his special move where he can go ahead and sneak past with fast speed and be able to use an attack on top of that. Magby does not follow through with the attack. As we kind of saw from the flashback last episode, this is Gordon's Magby that he had growing up, that he gave to Sylvan to find a trainer with a fire affinity because he was unable to get he felt like he was unworthy of a trainer to have Magby. He wanted him to have a real trainer with a fire affinity. So little did he know that Sylvan did experiments, turned into a shadow Pokemon, and ended up giving it to a boy that we know for sure has a fire affinity that is co-inhabiting a body with a Magmar. As Gordon just stares at this Magby and the Magby won't attack, Burnt Orange just goes off on this with these ferocious punches. And from what you rolled last time, you hit 4 times. The third hit is going to be a crit, so go ahead and roll that damage.
Alright, so it's 1d6 plus 2 per hit. That's piercing damage. So I'm gonna roll the first 2 attacks together, just because there's no crit there.
2d6 plus 4.
So 9 plus 4, 13.
13.
And then the crit, 6
12.
plus 2, doubled.
16.
6 plus 2 doubled, 16 on the crit. And then the last one. 1 plus 2.
Did you get? I thought you had 4 hits because you rolled.
I rolled 2 of them together.
Oh, okay.
And then I rolled the crit separate.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
Yep.
So what was the third one that you had?
The third one was 16 damage. Oh, okay.
The one after.
The first 2 combined were 13.
Yes.
The second one was 16, and the third one was only 3 points of damage.
3. So it's gonna be a grand total.
After this basically right hand hits hard, second left hand hits hard, right hand hits really hard, and then just kind of a light tap on the last one.
So I'm really bad at math, but I believe that is 32 total damage.
What was it?
13, 16, 3. I got 32.
32, yep.
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah, right?
But no additional, none of the additional stuff that
None of the
attack comes
additional
with.
stuff, usually does fire damage, but because Gordon technically has a fire aura, I'm letting him be a fire attribute, so it's gonna pretty much not affect him.
And then the follow-up final attack, because that was the multi-attack.
Yep.
Yes, so you
Your
do have the flamethrower, and you don't have advantage on this attack
Just a flat
because
roll.
you got the sneak attack with advantage on the first attack.
Point blank flamethrower to its back.
Yeah. There we go. 16 plus 8. It's 24.
24, you're definitely going to hit, so go ahead and roll the damage. I think it's 46.
It is 46, yeah. I have 46. 4, 9, 4, 9, 12, right? 4, 9, 12. Thank you. Just flat damage, nothing extra. So 12 points.
So you're not realizing, because you really want to take this guy out, that Magby is actually going to be in the crossfires of your flamethrower, but Gordon realizes this. Well, Shadow Gordon, he actually will embrace the Magby and take the full force of this flamethrower. And as we know, Shadow Pokemon, and in this case, a Shadow human, whenever there's an act of humanity, it can be purified. So Gordon will lose his flaming aura, no more wings. He's just in the tattered robes. His hood falls off. He's just holding on to Magby, and he's crying. He's very hurt, very serious condition, and he is going to whisper in the Magby's ear, "Goodbye, old friend." And he's going to fall to the ground. While he's on the ground, he's going to just think about day after day the time that he had with Magby and all the fun they used to have since he was a little boy up until he started battling with Magby. And he was doing really well with Magby until he started fighting against trainers that he came across that started getting affinities. And Magby and him could not overcome the affinities. And he always was hopeful that one day his affinity would come, and it never did, and it consumed him. He got obsessed with the idea of he needed an affinity to get past any trainer, that he was stuck until he could do so. He couldn't go on his gym, get any gym badges. He couldn't become a Pokemon master without an affinity. But he realizes that as he's laying there, gasping for air, reflecting on his life, seeing how you were with your Pokemon, Corey, that you weren't really depending on your affinity. You had such a strong connection with your Pokemon. Dolly, he thinks about how she didn't use any affinity. And Orange, you were able to, not use an affinity for most of the fight.
I actually didn't even use it because the affinity would have granted me a bonus, right?
Yeah,
I don't think I even really took that into account.
He's gonna look towards you, Orange. I'm gonna let you play it out the way you want to. Are you reverting back to your regular form now that the battle's over?
Yes, seeing that the shadow faded from Gordon. Now let me ask you this: did the shadow also fade from Magby?
No.
No, so Magby's still.
In order to get rid of the shadow orange form, you need to call Magby back. He kind of triggers it for you.
Oh, okay. But okay, gotcha.
This act of humanity didn't cure Magby.
It didn't cure Magby.
It cured
Gordon.
Gotcha. All right. So, yes, Orange is going to call back the Magby.
So you call back the Magby, and you slowly revert back to regular Orange.
Now, like the burnt orange, do I take damage when I revert?
No.
You want us to quickly describe what received and all that?
So yeah, his hair, like from the tip of his hair, it starts going back to regular. The eyebrows start to return to normal. The flaming aura fades. Your arms return back to normal. You don't have claws anymore.
Like the scales kind of
It kind of
fold
feels
inward and
like
become regular skin.
it kind of feels to you like it was just a dream. It was just a weird kind of feeling that when you transformed. But Gordon lays there, really bad shape. He calls you over.
I was just going to say, Orange was actually going to step forward. Seeing that he's reverted, he's not as much of a threat right now, and he's actually going to hold out his hand to help him up.
It's not worth it at this point. I think I'm about to breathe my last couple breaths right now.
It doesn't have to be this way.
That form took way too much out of me. I used most of my life force up when I used that form, and you guys did a number on me.
Why'd you let him do it? Why did you do this to yourself?
I became so obsessed with affinities. Imagine growing up as a kid or just now on your Pokemon journey, and everybody else has this leg up on you with the special power, the special bond you have with your Pokemon, and you're the one without one. The disadvantages me and Mag faced every time we went into battle. Do me a favor. Sylvan took Mag from me. I gave him to him to find a good trainer, and it looks like he did keep up on that part of the bargain. But I didn't think he was going to turn him into a corrupted monster.
And Orange kind of looks down at this because he's still, he's still angry at Sylvan for just that, taking the humanity from a Pokemon in general.
Save Mag for me. Get him back to the happy Pokemon that loves to dance around, loves to give hugs.
And Orange's face drops, and I'll do whatever I can. I already made that commitment to myself.
I'm sorry that I did this to you and your friends. I hope I can find forgiveness. Whatever awaits me.
For what it's worth, I forgive you.
He smiles, and his eyes close. His breathing starts to cease. He has one last memory of him and Magby just running around as kids playing tag. Back in a time where he wasn't focused on affinities and what impact it had on his life. And with a smile, he's gone.
And Orange is just standing there, I don't think Orange has ever seen somebody die in front of him except for Dolly.
That's true.
But she came back, and he knows that's not happening now.
Except for my
So
oldest
he's
friend,
just-
I've never seen someone die. Corey's gonna run over.
Just transfixed, just kind of staring down.
Corey's gonna
Blank stare.
Sorry. Corey's gonna run across the room, and he's not gonna kneel down to Gordon, but he's gonna go to Orange. Orange, you transformed again.
Yeah, I mean... And he just kind of pauses for a minute again, and he's still just kind of staring down at Gordon. And then he kind of breaks his gaze, and... the Magby... It tried to force the other side of me out, but somehow I was able to resist, and I guess that was the result.
You're getting stronger. We're all getting stronger. Our trials in the Mount Moon, we've grown. You're becoming your own man now. Your own Manmar.
And Misty and Lieutenant Surge are going to start walking towards you. I don't know what the hell you are. I don't know what the hell you are. And he's looking at Dolly after he just looked at Orange. I don't even know what the hell you are. And he looks at you, Corey.
It's just white hair, Lieutenant.
I saw your affinities.
Well, don't you have an affinity?
Yes, but just one. You were able to tap into both normal and flying.
I'm
And poison, I think, at one point, too.
Well, he didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm-
never mind.
It's a long story. I'll tell you sometime after we defeat your son.
I've only heard of a trainer that can tap into 3 affinities.
Oh, who's that? What affinities?
It was somebody that can tap into ground, rock, and steel.
Corey's gonna slowly look to Dolly.
Dolly's just like looking at everybody, looking at her.
He's an old friend of mine, but we don't have time to talk about old acquaintances.
Yeah, do we have potions to give some of our Pokemon or anything that can revive them? I know, Orange, you lost most of your party.
I don't bring potions for my Pokemon. They hardly ever get damaged by regular trainers.
You said you're conserving your strength to fight your son, and you knew it was going to be a big fight.
I have full faith I can take my son out. I haven't seen him since he was a younger boy, but I'm sure him and that Pikachu he was with is no match for me and old Raichu.
You think maybe if you took your son out a little more before that?
Don't talk about me and my son's relationship. It's complicated.
Don't worry, Corey. I know we can do this. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all saved the best for last. And hopefully Charizard will listen to me in my new form.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
It's either that or falling off the top of the tower. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you know, if you kept the Geodude that my father gave you.
Corey, your Pokédex is gonna go off.
Corey, do you have anything specifically that you want me to call you?
Delia?
Yes.
I didn't need any.
Baby Master?
Uh,
Superstar?
Delia?
Amazing Trainer?
Guys, my Pokemobile's on the fritz. I think I need to charge it.
Okay, my Pokemobile's on the fritz. I think I need to charge it. You have that one voicemail I was telling you about.
Write that down so you don't forget it. My Pokemobile's on the fritz.
Okay.
I need to charge
My
it.
Pokemobile is on.
Actually, I think you said, guys, my Pokemobile's on the
Okay,
fritz.
guys, my Pokemobile's on the fritz. I think I need to charge it.
Touche. I'm playing along with it. Sure, guys, I had a voicemail. I'm gonna take it over here, okay, guys?
Why don't you just play it now?
I don't know if it's earnings from my lucrative honey business, and I don't want to divulge. Try
Take
and
your
see-
call away from here. We have to strategize.
Okay. Core's gonna go up to the corner and... Delia, play voice message.
Playing voicemail.
Corey, it's me. I know I left abruptly after the news about my granddaughter and Jamie. As you can imagine, they were like children to me, and I didn't know how to emotionally respond at the time. I don't blame you for what happened to them. You know I've loved you like a son since the moment I adopted you as a small boy. I actually blame myself. I sent you into that cave. And because of that, I blame myself, Corey. I love you always as my son. Please be safe and keep Dolly and Orange safe as well, because they are also like children to me. Love you, Papa Oak out.
Corey's crying. Just tears. Not like hysterical, but just steady stream of tears.
Anime tears, like just a...
Yeah, and he's blinking him back, and he's going through his settings, and he's scrolling, looking for user settings to clear the name that he accidentally gave. but he can't find it. He's just crying too much. All the tears are they're just flowing and they're falling onto the screen. And it's making maneuvering difficult. So he's just gonna take his sleeve, wipe it off.
His eyes are blurred too.
Yeah, so he can't. He's just kind of choking back. He's gonna put his Pokemobile back in, and he's just gonna he's up against the wall there, and he's gonna kind of just lean his head against the glass, and just try and steady his breaths.
Bolt door.
No.
That's why I did it.
Sorry to interrupt your touching moments, but
Jackson?
all of a sudden, you guys are gonna feel electricity in the air. Strong static just surrounding you guys.
Corey's white hair goes up.
You hear Lieutenant Surge looks rocked to his core. It really landed. It's here.
What's landed?
Zapdos.
Do we need to... Is your son going to be able to fend himself against the Zapdos, or should we defeat both of them?
I don't know. This changes everything. I was hoping to stop this before Zapdos got here. Things have just got very complicated.
Yeah.
I think we need to get to the roof.
Right away, yes. So, while this is going on, back when the whole thing with Gordon was going on, the building was shaking, there was a lot of explosions and sounds. So while all that was going on, a grunt comes up to Leo. Sir, it seems that your father and his assortment of trainers, it looks like he's also accompanied by Misty, have infiltrated the power plant as well. They've worked through the floors. They've taken out one trainer after another.
I don't care about that. Let them come. I can feel it in the air. Zapdos is moments away.
And then in the distance, he's smiling. He sees Zapdos flying closer and closer until at the very moment that you guys felt the electricity, heard it, it lands in the nest section of the power plant where they built this nest to where Zapdos would feed on electricity, but also on feeding on it, it would also, give off electricity in the process. So it's something that happens annually where Zapdos powers a power plant while also getting nutrients from it. It's hard to explain.
There's some give and take.
There's give and take, yes. It needs to feed off of it, but once it feeds off of it, it can radiate multiple times the amount of power it receives. Mm-hmm. Zapdos has landed. You guys are... What are you guys doing? Are you guys going like Professor, like Lieutenant Surge said, and go straight to the roof?
Yes. No. Corey.
So you said yes. So you're going. Lieutenant Surge is going to be right with you. Misty's going to be with you. Your posse of Sarah, Vixen, Wedge are going to just be looking at you, seeing what you're going to be doing, and they're going to follow along with whatever you're doing. Okay. Dolly, are you staying? Are you going?
Dolly's hanging back to check on Corey. She withdrew her Pokemon, and she went back to her normal form.
So you called back Ponyta.
Yes, and she's actually going to approach Corey because she saw that he looked pretty distraught after the phone call. So she's just going to take her hand and gently put it on his shoulder from the side. Corey, are you going to be okay?
That wasn't trade secrets from the honey farm I run. That was Professor Oak. He called and told me that he apologized for rushing off, and he doesn't actually blame me. He sounded terribly upset. He considers me and you and Orange and all of us trainers to be children of his, and he just pushed me to make sure you guys get back safe. So I'm a little rattled. We're about to go up against a legendary bird, and they're just storming up the stairs straight into a trap, probably.
Do I notice that they've stopped, that they're not following? What'd you say?
I think you're so into it that no, like you three have just gone straight ahead. I'm gonna say you guys are already up there.
Now, Dolly, I'm sorry, Sarah, I got your name. What are the guys? Vex?
Vixen.
Fix Wedge.
Gotcha. Hi. Any of you have flying Pokemon?
Our Pokemon are actually all tuckered out. We kind of, extended them during the matches at the front.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be in this fight. Maybe you should kind of get clear of the building if something happens. And he's looking around at the dozens of Voltorb lining the walls.
And they're gonna kind of take your words of wisdom.
Yeah.
They realize there's most likely a Zapdos right out up top of the roof. They're surrounded by multiple Voltorb that could explode at any minute. And based on what they've seen today, okay, we're gonna talk about this in the fan club. We'll meet you outside when you're done with this.
Before you go, here's my Pokemobile number if, we get separated. And,
She faints at the sound of this. Vix and Wedge are like, okay, we'll take the number.
neat guys. So yeah, get clear of the building. I'll send a message, or you send me a message when you guys are somewhere safe. Dolly, are you ready for this? I have an idea.
I'm listening.
So they could take your number real fast. They're gonna be dragging her away, and she's just gonna be just blushing
Yeah.
and just saying like, "Oh my gosh, he gave me his number, our edge lord and savior," and they're gone.
Corey always cringes hearing that. Dolly, they're going to charge straight up, and that's fine. But when the guy you fought, when he went out the window, how about you hop on my Gyarados and we attack from the other side?
We could probably do that. It would give us an edge.
Don't say edge, please. Advantage.
I'm sorry, this is also shocking, Corey.
Well played. All right, Gyarados, I need you.
So Gyarados is gonna come out, and then it's gonna instantly wrap itself around you and just be kissy on you.
Okay. All right, yeah, Gyarados, come on. I need you to focus. We're gonna go up. I'm gonna need you to fly me and Dolly up to the roof, but I need you to kind of keep your distance while things get started. Okay?
So it's going to realize that time is serious, and it's going to uncoil itself around you. It's going to look intimidating. It's going
Put
to...
on its angry face.
Yeah. Not an Onyx, but... and it's going to be ready to do whatever you need it to do.
Cool. Dolly, I don't know what Pokemon you have ready. That... Your Ponyta, that thing was neat.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was so cool. Did you see how fast we
I
both
did.
ran at it?
I almost stole your move with the mirror move, but I didn't want to take your shine.
You probably were a lot better off using the other one, though, because that guy had a number on us.
Oh, he was crazy. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Hey, Corey. Something important I want to tell you before we go up there.
What's up, Dolly?
It's not bad news. Relax. You get enough
okay.
of that already.
He's like gripping his hands. Oh, okay,
Hair
sorry.
falling out.
Yeah. He's pulling at it.
Receding hairline at
What?
13.
What's up, Dolly?
10, sorry.
Something important that my dad always taught me. Even though times look hard, you gotta look on the bright side. We're all together. We're all going to fight together. And we're all going to protect each other. We're gonna do this.
Oh,
Just gotta believe in yourself.
not a rock pun? Anywhere?
Rock on!
There we go. All right. And
Let's go!
slap Gyarados. Lightly.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you guys are off through that entryway that Spike made with his Jolteon through
Yep.
the window.
Yep.
And you see the dead bodies of Spike and Jolteon down below.
You don't see any sign. Well, do a perception check.
Yeah, I wasn't particularly looking, but I was.
Just joking. 19 plus.
22.
You don't see any remains of Jolteon or Spike. You assume that they somehow got away.
They must have aimed for the bushes.
As you go out the window, there's so much concentrated static electricity, your Gyarados, being a flying water type, is going to start twitching in pain.
Wouldn't the flying and the water cancel out?
That's a double weakness to
Jesus.
electricity.
Okay.
So it is writhing in pain with the amount of static electricity, and you're not even towards the roof yet. Like, you just left.
Yep.
And it's just screaming out in pain.
He's petting. He's just like, it's okay, Gyarados. Just get us to the roof, and I'll put you away. I'm so sorry. I thought your dragon type was gonna protect you. And he's just like stroking behind the ear flaps of the Gyarados.
I'm gonna roll damage for it.
Okay.
Just because the
Yeah.
situation.
No, it's
gonna be.
I didn't consider.
It's gonna be a D8 of damage, so it's nothing crazy. So it's gonna take 4 damage.
Okay.
It's gonna, because it loves you so much, it's gonna grit its teeth and it's gonna get you up to where you need to go. So it's gonna start flying up.
Okay.
As you're doing that with Dolly, Lieutenant Surge, Misty, and Orange all go up to the roof, and you see a big nest, and you see a Zapdos. It's exhausted. It looks like it really needs a recharge, so it's trying to absorb the electricity. And you see that young man that I described before. He is Leo.
Really quick note. Orange has never seen a legendary bird before, or a legendary Pokemon for that matter
that's all.
before.
And also, oh sorry, not to interrupt you, but also with him, there's going to be one Team Rocket grunt.
Okay.
Good.
But he doesn't look like he's important. He just looks like a regular grunt.
But yeah, a brief moment before Orange even notices Leo or the grunt, he's just kind of in awe at this.
And even Lieutenant Surge, the electric affinity, is staring in awe at this bird. He hasn't even come face to face with this bird before. Misty is in awe.
Whoa.
The only person that doesn't seem to be in awe is Leo. He looks like a man crazed, like he knows what he needs to do.
What's up, Pop?
Leo, what are you doing here? I heard you were leading Team Rocket on this wild goose chase to catch Zapdos. You don't know how strong and powerful that bird is. Not even I can take down Zapdos.
Well, Dad, you're not as strong as me.
I beg to differ, son. Last time I saw you, I sent you away to that boarding school in the Alola region with the Pikachu. And that was 3 years ago. There's no way that you've reached a power further than mine.
A lot has happened, Dad. Have you told them about how you raised me? About the things that you put me through? And you wonder why I'm doing this?
Orange is going to step forward. Most people have had rocky pasts, but that doesn't drive us to do something so stupid.
Rocky Pass? How about getting tortured by getting shocked repeatedly every time you did something wrong?
When Orange isn't going to immediately
And
totally
before
ignore
Orange
it.
can react, you see Lieutenant Surge kind of look down in regret of maybe the past
Embarrassed.
actions
Yeah.
he's done with Leo. Let's not get into the past. Let's not get into the past, Leo. There's no way you can even contain this bird. Even though it's weakened from its journey, there's no way you can catch it.
Well, usually not, but
He pulls out this device.
this little device from Selfco? It's made specifically to keep Zapdos here.
And he's just gonna spike it into the roof of the ground. And he's just gonna say,
Electric flying!
and all of a sudden this net kind of appears, like a cyber net. And all of a sudden, Zapdos is just gonna scream out in pain. And all of a sudden, Zapdos was looking pretty rough from the journey over. But at this point, it looks exhausted. It doesn't even look like it looks slunched over. It can't move.
Orange is immediately pulling out a Pokeball and he's stepping forward. Whatever you're doing, you need to stop it! Or we're gonna make you!
You gonna shock me too?